Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming today. This is a wonderful thing. So, I'm going to be talking today about the Clark doll tests, which is a very familiar subject to many people. In 1939, Mamie Clark, a graduate student in psychology at Howard University, designed an experiment that aimed to assess African American children's self-esteem. In this experiment, an African American child was brought into a room containing plastic dolls. In their tests, Dr. Clark and Dr. Clark asked African American children to express a preference for either the brown dolls or the pink dolls. Now, the majority of the children preferred the pink dolls, which they identified as white. And then they made an argument, which became very famous, that this finding revealed the negative effects of segregation on Black children's psyches. But in fact, the Clarks carefully structured their experiment as a dramatic arc that ensured that most children would prefer the white doll. The test's results were predictable because of the order of the questions. Exactly what are the Clarks showing us about race, childhood, dolls, and ourselves? What I'm going to do today is I'm going to answer that question, and I'm going to answer it by taking the dolls out of their familiar context, which is the history of civil rights. And instead, I'm going to put them in the history of dolls. And what I'm going to argue is that the reason the tests were so powerful is that they constructed a dramatic arc that extended from and that therefore carried the cultural weight of a century of play practices involving Black dolls.